Hey, Specca Scholars, it is Thursday, April 2nd. So yesterday, it was a very short video, but there are so many resources for you to access the information because we've kind of done a lot of repetition of different problems. So if you were unsure again of something yesterday, we encourage you to reach out, send us an email, send us a Google chat, and we'll be more than happy to help you. So let's look at, today is Thursday, April 2nd. And we're going to deal with a lot of Unit 2, which is ratios and proportions. So we're going to actually not go over the do now, question 1 and 2, because those have been modeled in many different ways. So feel free to look at the resources. But I'll let you know the topics they were on. So the first question was on the least common multiple. It was a train problem that was modeled for you about 2 weeks ago. And then the second question is on unit rate, which was kind of just modeled recently. So we're going to go now to page 4. Okay, page 4. It looks like this. All right. So now we're going to write page 4, number 1 on equivalent ratios. This one's pretty self-explanatory, but you got to be really careful. Problem A. So it says pens, 2 pencils. 1, 3, 2, something, 9. We're going to fill in the blanks. I'm going to use purple. 1 times what is 2, which is 2. So if I multiply here by 2, I multiply here by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times what gives me 9? 3. 1 times 3 gives me 3. So that's part A. Let's look at part B now. Dogs, we're finding equivalent ratios. We're looking for patterns. That's what we're looking for. Cats. 4, 6. 12, blank, 24, blank. We're going to use red to figure this out now. 6 times what is 12? It's 2. So if I multiply here by 2, I multiply here by 2. 3 times 2 is 8. 4 times what give me 24? It's 6. 4 times 6 is 24. Therefore, 6 times 6 gives me 36. Turn to page 5 now. Page 5, we're going to do this question about the magnet. Okay, page 5 on magnets. All right, it says Elijah paints magnets, it looks like this, that sells at a craft fair. He paints 12 magnets in 4 hours. At this rate, how many magnets can he paint in 2 hours? How many magnets can he paint in 10 hours? Complete the table below. Very simple. So we're on page 5. Number 2. So this is what we got. We got magnets over hours. So 1 magnet is how many hours? 6, 12, 4, 8, and then 30. So we're going to figure it out. So first off, anytime you get a ratio table, we stress to you that you got to find the unit rate. So I'm going to divide magnets by hours here to get my unit rate. So I'm going to write unit rate. Magnets over hours. I'm going to divide 12 by 4, and I'm going to get 3 magnets for every hour. So 3 magnets for every hour, which is my numerator. 3 times what is 6 is 2, so 1 times 2 is 2. 1 times what is 8? 1 times what is 8? 8. So 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times what is 30, which is 10. So 1 times what gives me 10, and the answer is 10. So that is the completion of the table on page 5. Page 6 is the same thing. You're going to try that one on your own. We're going to work on page 7 now. Again, feel free to play back these videos as many times as you need in order to understand what's expected. Page 7, problem number 4. Okay, we have 2 people here. We got Denzel is saying that 1/2 is equal to 2/5. And then we got Carlos that says that 2/3 is equal to 4/6. We need to figure out who is correct. Is Denzel correct, or is Carlos correct, or are neither of them correct? So let's figure this out, okay? So I'm going to draw you, if I take our square and I divide it in half, this shows me 1/2. I'll show you another way. If I take, let's say, a circle, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I shade in 2/5, they are not equivalent. Also, if I want to figure out the pattern, 2 times what is 5? 2.5. So I'm going to write that down to show you another way. If 2.5 is the common number, if I multiply the numerator by 2.5, 1 times 2.5 is not 2. So this is not equivalent. Let's look at Carlos and why Carlos could possibly be correct. We have 2/3. So I'm going to draw a peace sign. 2/3. I'm going to draw now 4/6. Check this out. I'm going to use red for you. Watch. Okay, I'm dividing it into 6 parts. Nothing that we don't know. 1, 2, 3. If I take these and I put them in here, they are equivalent. Another way to check is to find out what numbers I multiply the numerator and denominator to be to get to that answer. So 2/3 is what to 4/6? How do I get from 2 to 4? Well, I have to multiply. 3 times 2 is equal to 6, and 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Therefore, Carlos is equivalent. 2/3 is the same as 4/6, not 1/2 and 2/5. Okay, I'm going to also model page 8 for you on the board. Page 8 now. This one's tricky, so you really got to pay attention. Page 8, number 5. You have the graph in front of you. I'm going to kind of show you on the board what that looks like. So we got pi, and we got sugar, or it says cups of sugar on your paper. 1 pi, 2 pies. We're going to go all the way up to 6 on my chart. I'm sorry that the lines are not equal. I apologize. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, something like this is what your chart looks like. Okay, it's not 100%, but I did the best I could. Now, it says on your paper, it says she uses, find the number of cups of sugar needed for each pie. Each means 1. If each pie has 3 cups of sugar, so each pie has 3 sugar. 1 times 3, 3. 2 times 3, 6. 3 times 3, 9. You see the pattern? Multiply by 3 here. Multiply by 3 here. Multiply by 3 here. So this would give me 12. I multiply by 3, right? I multiply by 3, 15. I multiply by 3, I get 18. My multiples of 3 and my multiples of 1. Now we're going to go apply this on a graph. So this is where it's going to get a little tricky. All right? So we're going to you have your graph in front of you. Every time you have a graph, you must label the X and Y axis.